adjustments planned?
I think the first half of the season has been not what people expected, including ourselves.
What is going on? Andre comes up with a double. Frog Elements, they just high-fived into death here.
I don't think anyone before this split started would have put Elements as a mid-tier team in the LCS.
That's 4 games in a row, 4 Gambit after losing their opening 5.
Now we're looking forward to actually get a huge winning streak.
They're definitely making a run for that top 3, top 4 slots currently.
It is Fnatic versus SK.
This is the El Clasico of League of Legends.
Can we finish? Finish the game!
이대로 유지한다면 얼마든지 좋은 성적 낼 수 있을 것 같다고 생각합니다.
Welcome back to Week 4, Day 2 of the European LCS Spring Split, coming to you live from Berlin, Germany. The action is getting underway here, and just moments ago we saw a very, very active Unicorns of Love fan. They have the coolest fans, it's got to be said. Diamond walking in the building with his Gambit friends there, looking for their 5th win in a row. What a winning streak these guys are on. Let's see if they continue it here today. And their Yellow Star together with Huni coming in the building for Fnatic, followed by their coach Daylor, looking for another victory on the board. I'm EpicSkillshot supporter here on the analyst desk with our guest this week, former Alliance AD carry and summer split champion Erik Tabs van Helvert.
Yeah, it's great to be back, Shucks.
It's great to have you back. A lot of games here today, and as we've reached the halfway point in the split, let's see where our teams stand. In first, but no longer unbeaten, is SK Gaming. Fnatic is just a game behind them in second, while the third place spot is tied up between the Copenhagen Wolves, H2K, and the Unicorns of Love. Elements continues to slide in the standings and shares 6th place with Gambit Gaming, who are on the rise with 4 straight wins entering the second half of the spring split. And as we see it there in the standings already, Fnatic and SK Gaming. SK Gaming still at the top, yet handed their very first loss yesterday at the hands of Fnatic.
Yeah, SK showing the first cracks in their armor. Fnatic managing to pick up that win with some really good early game play, especially by Fabivn here. You see this double kill in the early game, so well set up by Reignover and Fabivn there. And yeah, they just managed to keep on going, keep on getting these kills. They had such good vision control this game, and especially Reignover just making the early game happen.
Yeah. Was an absolute menace for them. Well, as the winning streak for SK Gaming ended, H2K is having the winning streak on their own 3 straight games that they won, and they have a real test coming up later. They are facing SK Gaming, who are coming off a loss. Still a tall order for H2K.
Yeah, SK, even though they're coming off a loss, they are still just this monster of a team, so strong. Yes, Fnatic did beat them, but H2K, they're on a 3-win streak, but this is a real test for them. SK is not going to let this go easy.
See what happens. H2K, the Unicorns of Love, and Copenhagen Wolves, they're all tied in third above Elements, Roccat, and Gambit. Copenhagen Wolves have really turned it on. H2K is looking strong. The Unicorns of Love are looking strong. And in general, it's not what we expected coming into this split.
Yeah, but it's EU LCS after all. Like, you know, it's back to EU LCS when everyone starts beating each other and nothing is as expected. You see Elements, everyone expected them to be a top 2, top 3 team, maybe even the best, and now they're just in the middle of the pack and they have to try to find their groove as well.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about their game yesterday versus Giants. Frog and 10-0-8 on that Ahri. They did everything right up until they didn't, and they should try and focus on the good things.
Yeah, they were winning up until they lost, and then disaster strikes. The game went on for so long. The death timers, you really can't afford to make a mistake when these death timers are just so incredibly long. Giants really good, just managing to end when they did get that little bit of space to do so.
Yeah, all props to Giants as well for just closing it out when they had the chance. And of course, Frog not too happy with that at all. Of course, all the buzz is about yesterday's El Clasico between Fnatic and SK Gaming. Let's take a look at 2 of your most talked about LCS big plays from that match. Up first from @Harlefans writes, that Annie, that Graves, oh God, here's your number 2 big play.
Nothing further comes of it. Forgiven, no flash available. He dashes forwards. Steelback gets the shield up.
And Red is coming
going up. We do see Collateral, and Buckshot is going to be available. Summoner heal comes up. That's a double stun. And Rated's got them. Forgiven kills them. 2 kills.
Look again here. Notice on Forgiven. He's not trying to run away. He keeps trading. Flash, stun from N-Rated into ulti and Buckshot from Forgiven. That's 2 kills.
Yeah, just such good teamwork here by SK. Forgiven knowing exactly how much damage he can take. He knows he can survive until that. And Rated Annie can come, back him up, and get that stun and double kill. So good play.
Yeah, beautiful. And your number 1 most talked about LCS big play comes from @Danazoid, who was in awe of Fnatic's Rumble pick. That's how you rumble. Huni is a god.
That's not one of the many. Knockup goes up from Spin onto Yellowstar. Cataclysm locks up 4. Fox was looking for Steelboat, but that is a fantastic equalizer.
So look how Fnatic, they want a team fight now because there's no defensive items to really stop Febiven from doing anything. Look at Forgiven here. He has to be so careful with his positioning. Rumble ulti in his face. Febiven dives in as well. He's down, he's dead, he's out.
Okay, yeah, so Huni just really bringing the pain with those equalizers on point every time. And not only that, his equalizers and his TPs are so on point, but he just managed to make the early game work every time.
And he's got the heart of the crowd as well, yelling his name there. Thank you for tweeting those in, and remember to keep letting us know when your jaw drops today with the hashtag LCS Big Plays. Now, Huni will have another opportunity to show off his skills in just a few minutes as we kick things off with Fnatic versus Gambit. Then Roccat will face Elements as both teams look for a crucial turnaround win. And we'll end the week as SK Gaming, having tasted defeat yesterday, takes on H2K. What are you looking forward to, Eric?
Yeah, first of all, I'm really looking forward to the Rocket versus Elements game. Both teams are in a big slump, and one of these teams are going to walk away with the victory here, breaking their curse, so to speak, and I'm really interested to see who that is. And second of all, I want to bring some attention to the SK versus H2K game. SK do showing that they have a weakness, they can lose, they're not immortal. And H2K, I want to see if they can replicate Fnatic's success.
We'll see. That is our last game of the day. To catch up on all the news, roster changes, and past matches from the first half of the Spring 2015, or if you simply want to watch any of yesterday's crazy moments, point your browser to lolesports.com, where you'll find all that and a lot more. And now, we know it isn't fair to keep tabs all to ourselves on the desk, so we're going to open up his insight to you today. Tweet your questions for our guest analyst to @LOLesports with the hashtag AskTabs, and we'll answer a few of them later in the show. Is there anything that we can't ask you about?
Yeah, just don't ask me about my unhealthy obsession with toucans.
Okay, now for a look at our first game of the day between Fnatic and Gambit Gaming. The last time these two teams met back in Week 2, Fnatic won thanks in part to a strong mid lane showing by Febiven against Nick, who is out temporarily this week. Let's start by taking a look at the lineup for Fnatic on the blue side here. Huni, Reignover, Febiven, Steelback, Yellowstar, and their coach, Daylor Asset. They broke SK's winning streak and defended their own record at Fnatic. That is Reignover, an absolute monster. We were talking about it beforehand. You said he has to get his hands on that Rengar and shut that bottom. He didn't shut that bottom. He didn't get his hands on Rengar, but his Rek'Sai was incredibly impressive.
Yeah, he's just showing again that he can play all of these champions and play them in the same effective way. He didn't even need to shut down this 2v2. He knew exactly how to win the game from the mid lane, getting that Z comfort pick and just controlling the game from there.
Also very impressive to me that even though they lost a 2 versus 2 matchup and basically Forgiven was still in the game and could make plays, they played around it and finished the game out.
Yeah, definitely. The 2v2 didn't go as Fnatic wanted it to. Forgiven did up getting pretty strong. They ended up dying a little bit, but nothing out of control. It didn't spiral like that. Like Forgiven still couldn't carry that game. And yeah, they just played it out slowly, calmly, and let their team carry them.
A big factor in that was, of course, for Biven as well. He got his hands on his favorite champion, Zed, and then 2 kills, and then it's pretty much game over.
Yeah, Zed so often banned against Fnatic because Febiven is just so confident, so good on this champion. Getting that double kill in the start just really set him up for such a great game.
It was also interesting to me that Fnatic this time around not playing with exclusively hard engage, even Bora going for that Thresh, as opposed to Annie or Leona that was banned out, showing diversity in their play.
Yeah, I do think they're getting a bit more comfortable around their play. In the start, they were maybe a bit careful, like getting a lot of initiate, really, like you don't really have to communicate that well, you can just all go in with initiate, but seeing them diversify their picks makes me happy because they know they got their teamwork down, they know they can win in all these different kind of ways.
Getting better and better. On the other side of the stage, Gambit Gaming, the opponents of Fnatic today, Cabochard, Diamond, Pinoy, Edward, and Leviathan, and of course in the mid lane for now, Betsy. Betsy, he held his own in that mid lane. I think that's the best thing we can say. Leviathan also said we chose him because he's mechanically strong and he's not that different from Nick. Edward even said, yeah, I don't even notice the difference, which is a sign for that team that it's just working if he plays the same style.
Yeah, he does play the same style in the game as Nick. I would say he's quite equally mechanically skilled, but I do feel like Gambit might lose out on a bit of shot calling that Nick used to do, because I did hear from sources that Nick was a pretty big shot caller in that team, so we're going to see how that works out against Fnatic.
Well, we'll see how Diamond does, because yesterday he got his hands on Nidalee again in 5.3 and just, well, wrecking face with it. Fantastic play by him once again.
Yeah, Diamond still like getting all that respect for Nidalee. He's so good at it, managing to get all these plays in this game. Even though like Betsy wasn't really doing that great this game, not having the biggest impact, Diamond just going everywhere, making all these plays, setting his team up for success.
Yeah. Diamond fantastic on that Nidalee, even on 5.3. That means that Gambit is now on a 4-game winning streak, but they have a real test on their hands here today versus Fnatic. What should be their strategy going in?
I would like to see Gambit try to really get that Kalista, because last week you saw they got really snowball with that Kalista in the top lane, managing to get those 1v1 kills against that Kassadin. And we know Fnatic is a team that likes to do those lane swaps. They like to avoid that 2v2. If they can get a snowball rolling in the early game, that means that Fnatic will not be able to get that mid-game roaming gameplay that they're so strong at.
Yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Now, as we send it over to the casters, let's hear from Gambit's Diamond about Rengar and the difficulty in playing one of Reignover's signature champs.
To play Rengar, your team needs to fully know his limits, to know where to go, how to catch people, how to protect vision, and how to get it back. And that's really hard. That's the different playstyle from anyone else. With Rengar, you need to really learn a lot as a team to play it. And I think Reignover really doing it well. His Rengar is really good.